Hello everybody. I hope your Sunday morning has been going wonderful. I'm going to show you some of the beds around the summer room and do the summer room tour. It's still very humid today, super humid, but I'm going to do it anyway. This is the Rockin' Blue suede shoe salvia. Hummingbirds love it. Just think it is a wonderful plant. And down here are some of the Japanese painted ferns. There's lots of little miniature hostas in here. There's some lilies that have already bloomed. And another big beautiful fern back there. There's hellebores. Some heucheras, balloon flowers which have finished blooming, more little heucheras, Missouri sundrops which have already finished blooming, lots more hostas. This beautiful piece here, our friend Donna gave it to us. It spins in the wind. This is a ghost fern right here. You can see we have lots more of the little miniature hostas. We've had them for years. And I don't know the name of this shrub, but it had white flowers earlier. I have to really prune it back because it'll take over the deck. Gorgeous hostas. The cyclamen. It's not in bloom right now, but the leaves are still beautiful. This is the old wash tub that I have planted with a gorgeous heuchera. Let me see if I can get the tag because I cannot remember the name of it. It is Dulce Wildberry. And this hosta is Shadowland Miss America. And then Creeping Jenny. I see something's made a hole right there. The raccoons keep digging around my plants. I planted 2 of the epimediums that we got at that garden club sale. And here in this tub, I have the New Guinea Patience and Coleus and the lemon coral sedum. And I think that is so pretty. There's another fern. And right here is where they've been digging around my plants again. That's another epimedium. And this is a silver pyrrhus. And over here is that other piece of the bed that John painted in the bright green. We love color in a garden, as you can tell. I admire white gardens so much, but I just like color. And there's the angel with the headboard. And there's a closer look at those pieces that you saw yesterday. And in this tub, I have some ferns and vines, and that's lemon coral sedum right there. I really think that's a pretty plant or two. There's goldenrod over there that'll be blooming soon. And there's where you saw all of this yesterday. And thank y'all so much for all the sweet comments. I really appreciate it. I'm so glad y'all enjoyed seeing the woodland garden. Now we're going to walk around here. These beautiful Japanese maples. It's cloudy right now, or I wouldn't be out here doing this. Because like I said, it is very, very humid. Back there's a large ghost fern in a pot. And hosta and impatience. Here's another one of those little water can, east, west, north and south that John made. We'll see this garden over here when we go do over there at the potting shed. I will show you one little quick thing. There's where I put the bowling pin, and John put some of the bowling balls on copper pipes to raise them up so that you could see them. Gorgeous Japanese maples. This one right here is waterfall. And this one is full moon. And I love the bark on that tree. See the different colors on the bark? It's splotched and just gorgeous. And back here is the summer room. I blew this off yesterday, but you know how that goes. When you have trees, I told you that's the price you pay. You always have little pieces of things that are constantly blowing down. But I couldn't stand it without my trees. Kind of give you a look around. Almost everything up here has come from yard sales, except for the rocker and the European washstand. But just about everything else has come from yard sales. Maybe a few things. I think the beehive sign, I can't remember what store that came from, but this table set, it was already blue and John just gave it a fresh coat a couple years ago. I love it. It's a good heavy set. And this is a scented geranium. It's called Lamona geranium. And it's usually full of beautiful blooms. And the purple queen. Asparagus fern we kept in the garage. It's in that old chair we got at a yard sale. Got a bunny in the bird cage. And this plant I've been taking in and out of the house for, I think this is at least 3 years. My beehive sign has got crooked, but that didn't come from a yard sale. John made these two little signs. I have a lot of old enamelware, a lot of old wash bins, and I have a lot of the old water cans. I love this plant. This is the, trying to find the tag. Well, I don't know where the tag's at, but it's a lime green version, and it just shows up so well. And this is that cupboard we got at a yard sale. There's the child's water can we got at a yard sale. All of my flower frogs have come from yard sales. Old binoculars back there, and the binoculars are in the case. Another vintage water can. And this is a most unusual flower frog. And there's the teeny tiny one. Another beautiful toll tray. This water can is actually from Michael's. It's not vintage, but I still love it. This one down here is vintage. And back here, that's where I put the Coleman piece that we used to use for water when I was a child. It would hold tea or whatever. And that awesome thermos set that my friend Ellen got me. And there is the Scotch cooler that Janet got me for an early birthday present. My birthday's not till August, but she went on and gave it to me so I could enjoy it. And there are croquet mallets. And that gorgeous trunk that John restored is back there. And this is porcelain top table that came from a yard sale. And I have baseballs, and the croquet balls are in that spatterware pan. More old enamelware. Another beautiful toll tray. And this little red water can, that is vintage. And this little child piece, that is vintage. The little chalkboard's old. An unusual water can right there. And the old amber fly sprayer. There's a Garst Brother dairy. That's what you would have put on your porch to put your milk bottles in to get your milk each week. And old Crocs. Old coffee tin. Another great old water can. Cobalt. Old scale. There's the house that John built. And this is one of the wonderful primitive tables we got at a yard sale. I just love the color of the wood. And a crock sitting in front of it. And I'll show you this from this angle, then I'll go around so that you can see it. There's a vintage twig table. There's those two great chairs. That's the dog up the street. Y'all have been with me a while. Y'all know that dog sounds like it's dying. It's not being abused. That's just the way it barks, and has for many, many years. But John painted those great old metal chairs. And there's the child's rocker he painted in the red, white, and blue. And there is that awesome twig table we got last summer with some flowers sitting on it. We do have the old antique stained glass hanging on both sides. And the old bucket with the Wandering Jew in it. And there's that awesome primitive dustpan that John got I believe it was last year at a sale. And over here, there's the brick molds, and I put the old flower frogs and the old brass hose nozzles in it. And then there's a yellow hose nozzle. An old scale holding a plant. The little vintage copper watering can. Another old coffee can. I'm going to move his chair so you can see this. This is another one of my favorite primitive tables. I just love the color of the wood. John just sealed it so it would be protected. And this is that wrought iron piece that we got Friday at the sale. I have no idea what it was. It's definitely, it could even be antique. I know it's vintage, but I'm thinking it's closer to antique. It's heavy as it can be, but it was perfect to set that flower pot in. Lots of old goodies and seed packs. And the old sprinklers. And there's the 4 that John made. Another one of these beautiful plants. Let me see if I can see what it's called. It's called neon pothos. So pretty. And there is that little white 3-tier table. I'm going to move his chair back so I don't fall over it. Has wheels, so that's awesome. But I put that 3-tier table on top of a bench. And here are things that we use up here all the time. Another vintage water can. You can see those legs a little closer right there. And there's one of my copper tea kettles under there, and it's on that little black and red primitive stool that we got at a sale. And I haven't found a flower pot yet that fits in the top of this beautiful piece, but I will. And then there'll be something hanging down. And there's that vintage or antique wire basket. The white basket came from a yard sale recently. More wonderful old flower frogs. Some really unusual ones. Old canning jars. And the insulators. That is a vintage or antique coffee pot there sitting on the old bread box. Up here are lots more flower frogs and insulators. Some old signs. And there's the house John built. And there's old Crocs and a couple new signs. And here's that beautiful begonia that we got a couple years ago at a yard sale. And I just keep it in the garage during the winter. And it does wonderful. And I'll show you this flower bed over here when we do this other side in front of the potting shed. So I hope you enjoyed seeing all this. Oh, I got one more thing to show you. I forgot to show you. We brought out this other awesome antique porch post that belonged to our friend that's no longer with us. And John put spoons and forks on it so we could hang all kinds of things from it. And that's the thing it would go on a calf. There's two of them. And a wonderful old barnwood birdhouse. So this is all. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll come back probably tomorrow or the next day and do over here in front of the potting shed, those beds. Not going in the potting shed because it is a wreck, but I will show you everything around it and in front of it. So love and blessings to y'all from me and John and baby boy. Till the next time, we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.